How's everybody doing? My name is Kiefer Yates. I serve as the outreach coordinator for the Martin Luther King Center here at Sacramento State. Um, just to kind of do a little overview, a little bit about myself. I did graduate at Sacramento State with my degree in liberal studies with a concentration in math. I currently just graduated with my master's in a program called Education Technology. So I'm super excited to be able to present this opportunity, present the Black experience at Sacramento State. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the different programs that we have at Sacramento State, how we support our students, and a little bit about each one and how it is going to benefit anybody who's interested in joining our institution. All right. So right now, I kind of on this slide, I wanted to talk about the Black student community at a glance. So what that means and what it looks like on campus is different for everybody. But at Sacramento State, is we have about 30,000 students who attend Sacramento State. So out of the 30,000, 6% of them are Black students. So that goes up to 2,147 students in total that attend Sacramento State. Now, that's a small number, right, of students who are African American, small population, but we do make that population and visible with our tight communities and our support system and our programs. Some of the majors that our students choose that are popular are nursing, communications, criminal justice, social work, and child development. And this is our demographic breakdown. So these are where our students are coming from and where they're from in the California area. And so majority of our students do come from Sacramento, which is not a surprise. A lot of them come from the Bay, so that could be Richmond, Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, Vallejo. I know a lot of students that come from Vallejo, Fairfield, and it makes sense, right? Sacramento State is so close; it's only 30 or 40 minutes away, and so a lot of our students choose our campus as a place to get their degree. And a lot of them come from LA as well, so Southern California, Riverside. A lot of them come from different areas of the LA community. And so, this is the demographic breakdown of what our students are coming from. And this is a little bit of what our community looks like in a small glance. And down here are some few pictures of some of our students, some of the programs, some of the events that we have hosted throughout the years. And these are some of the programs that we have that we support our African American students. Again, I would say that again, they do have a small population. Only 6% of the students are Black, but we do have about 12 programs that support our students. And each of these programs support our students in different ways, with scholarships, services, with community service, with different majors. And so we want to make sure that we are supporting our students in all areas, socially and academically. And so I will talk about each of these programs throughout this presentation. So I just want to kind of give you guys a brief, a little bit of an overview, agenda of what's going to be talked about. But we do have about 12 programs that are on our campus that support our students. The first one is the Martin Luther King Jr. Center. So this is the center that I work at, that I serve as the outreach coordinator. And so the Martin Luther King Center is a central hub for exploration of African American heritage and culture. So our center is located in Lasson Hall on the second floor. We are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do have several different ways that we connect with our students academically and socially. We do have a tutoring area, a section just for our students that we call the Sankofa room. So we utilize that room for studying. Students also utilize that room for socializing. And to come up with different events and leadership opportunities. Some of the events that we have hosted in the Sankofa room is Sankofa Wellness Discussion, where we're talking about mental wellness, talking about how to cope with stress, how to cope with your anxiety. We do have a counselor from our health center that comes in every other week to talk to our students and present different ideas and tips and advice. So students are very open to that. They come to those events. We also have something called the Black Culture and Conscience Cipher, where we have discussions that go from the George Floyd murder healing space to Black entrepreneurship and what that looks like. And we have that discussion with our students about the community issues. We also help out our students with career development, professional development, how to build a resume, how to build a cover letter, how to do mock interviews, really trying to connect these students with different resources on campus. We don't have these services in our center itself. We just refer students to them. So, for example, if you need help with tutoring, we know the services that it could connect you with. We have different services for tutoring at Sacramento State. We have PARC, which is the Peer Academic Resource Center, which is really that's close by our Martin Luther King Center. So that makes it really easy for us to kind of advise our students to kind of get them over there. We also have the writing center, the math lab. So we have different ways to connect our students. And so we want to be like a one-stop shop for our students to be able to answer any questions they may have. We also have 4 student assistants that work for us, and they do pure resource advising. So they sit down with students and connect them with different resources on campus in order to help them out and support them. Because Sacramento State is so big and so large, students can get lost. And so we want to be a spot where students can feel comfortable, be able to ask a question about scholarships, be asked about master's program, and we can be able to direct them in those areas. And so that's what we do at the Martin Luther King Center. And that's how we support our students academically. And then socially, we have conversations about the Black experience here at Sacramento State and about Black issues that affect our communities in a positive or the negative light in order for students to feel like they're being supported and feel like their culture and feeling like who they are is being represented at Sacramento State. Then we have the Cooper Woodson College Enhancement Program. This is the application-based program. The Cooper Woodson College Enhancement Program was founded in 1990 as an educational equity Pan-African student retention program through the leadership of Dr. Otis Scott, Chris Glenn, and David Coven. And so in order to be enrolled into this program, you do have to be a Sacramento State student, but you have to have at least 12 units, maintain a 2.0 GPA, and then at least perform 15 hours of community service. So being able to do something in the community where it's going to be able to help someone. This is, like I said, it's an application-based program, so a little bit different than the Martin Luther King Center where anybody can come in. With the Cooper Woodson, it's more of an application. Do have to fill it out. Do have to go through a certain criteria. But this is the opportunity for students to get a scholarship after a year, right? And to be able to get some money in your pockets. And so for our Black students, this could be an opportunity for you guys to utilize that and to take advantage. We want to make sure that you're being taken care of financially, and not only financially, be able to have something to put on your resume. And this is an opportunity to put something on your resume. So the Cooper Woodson program, CWC, is another program that support our African American students on campus. Then we have the McNair Scholars Program. So this is the McNair Scholarship. The McNair Scholars Program is a 2-year program designed to prepare selective university students in junior and senior standing for admissions and study at the doctoral level. So this is really for students who are interested in going to the master's or a doctoral program after they get their undergraduate. And I think a lot of our students need to start thinking about that, thinking about where they want to do after they graduate. What is the next step? And with the McNair Scholars Program, they provide that opportunity for you. So a little bit of background about the McNair Scholars Program. It was founded over a physics by the name of Dr. Ronald E. McNair. He was a physics and an astronaut. He was normally recognized as an expert in laser physics and astronauts for NASA. So the McNair Scholar is a post-bachelorate achievement program. It's federally awarded, granted to higher education for project design. So this is a project-based program, meaning that you are going to be doing projects, you are going to be doing research, and you will be doing something that interests you. So you will be doing this throughout the academic year and summer. So it's a series of workshops designed to enhance the research experience. This is a 3-unit research and methodology techniques course. So you do get units for this as a Sac State student. You get the opportunity to meet with a McNair faculty coordinator and the McNair coordinator to assess personal needs and monitor your academic progress. And so this is really for juniors and seniors. But if you're a freshman and you're a sophomore and you're interested in this program, it's never too early to knock on that door and say, hey, I want to be part of the McNair Scholar Program. What can I do to be a part of this? What can I start doing? What can I uh, what um, what classes should I take? Things like that to really get your mind thinking about the Scholars Program and being able to think about going into the masters and getting your doctorate. And so I tell the story to a lot of my students that I would never would got into the master's program if I didn't go around people who were already in the master's program. And so you are who you hang out with. And so if you're a freshman and you're a sophomore and you're thinking about going to the master's program, then this is the McNair Scholar Program would be a perfect opportunity for you to be in there, be around like-minded people who will get you to achieve that goal, get you to achieve those goals. All right. Then we have the Black Student Union, the BSU. Right? This is the student-based organization. So the Black Student Union is a student-based organization focused on cultural, social, and academic needs of African American students attending Sac State. It seeks to build culture and community bridges in the general context of the academic environment. And so they are a student-based run program. They've been going on for, I believe, I want to say they reestablished in 2012. Um, they were not recognized for a while, but now they are, and they have been doing amazing work on campus. And so I stand behind BSU for whatever for any events or uh, organizations that they do. And so they typically have meetings every Thursday night at 6 p.m. They host events that support African American students and social life. They have events such as the BSU skate nights. They have study halls for students to be able to connect and do homework. They also have conversation about Black love. Right, what does that look like in interpersonal relationships? So they have a conversation what that looks like for the Black experience. So a lot of the things that they do, they really support our African American students in the social and academic ways. But another outlet for a student to feel like, hey, where can I find students that look like me? When you go to a school that is predominantly white, you could lose sight in that, right? And so when you go to your classrooms, you don't really see people who look like you, but the BSU provides that opportunity every Thursday night to see people who look like you, who talk like you, who are in college, who are graduating, getting a master's, getting a doctorate, and you want to be around them. You want to be able to get that support system. So with the BSU, it's another program that's provided for our African American students on campus. Now we have the National Society of Black Engineers, which is called NSBE. NSBE was founded in 1975 by Purdue University, located in West Lafayette, Indiana, by 6 undergraduates and faculty advisors. So any African American students who are interested in being engineers, if you're interested in being a civil, mechanical engineer, structural, construction management, this is an organization that supports Black engineers. They're really big on recruitment and retention, right? Retention. Now, remember, that's a key word that I like to throw out there to a lot of people. Retention is really keeping you in the engineering program. Now, engineering can be a difficult major. It is, right? It's really highly on math and science, engineering work, and have a heavy caseload. And so with with that, you really want to have support system. Before I graduated my degree in liberal studies, I was a civil engineering major, and I noticed, and I was a part of the NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, and being a part of that system really allowed me to understand what engineering really means as a black student, if that makes sense. Because again, you're going to a classroom or you're going to a project or a lab by yourself as the only African American student in there. So it really means something when you're in that door. And so understanding that and being able to get that support from your black engineers, from your fellow peers, it means a lot. And be able to talk that language, talk about calculus, talk about physics, and talk about that, and be able to know that, hey, he understands me when I talk about this specific instructor. And so um, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the fact that I had that support system, have people that look like me. And on top of that, National Society of Black Engineers, they do conferences all throughout the whole world. So this is a national organization that is presented all over the world, right? And so they do conventions in LA. They do conventions in different states. I remember going to Las Vegas for a convention. I remember going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for a convention and meeting all these engineers from different walks of life meet together and talk about their experience, different workshops. You also get to they also have job fairs, right? So different engineering companies are coming in just to hire black engineers. And so that's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. And it changed my perspective of what being black and educated looks like. Because you don't see that every day on the media or on TV. And so seeing that in real time has really changed my life. So if you're interested in being an engineer, you're an African American student, you identify yourself as a black student, being part of the National Society of Black Engineers is an amazing opportunity, and you will love it. So, yeah, that's the National Society of Black Engineers. I have a lot more to say about that because I have my own experience being a part of that. And now this is the Male Empowerment Collaborative. Now this is a collaborative effort for all men, not just for black men. And the reason why I put this in the slide as a black experience is because we do want to focus on underrepresented students on campus. Now that's our main focus. That's in the Male Empowerment Collaborative. So when we say underrepresented students, we're talking about African American, Hispanic, Asian, those students that come from low income, single parent homes, those who are not being represented. And so with the Male Empowerment Collaborative, we're really trying to increase the retention and graduation rates of all males, but really particularly underrepresented males. So if you're an underrepresented minority, our goal is really to increase the retention rates 3% per year over the next 4 years with this organization. So I have worked with the Male Empowerment Collaborative, and I've done a few workshops. Some of the workshops we have hosted are graduate diversity workshop. So again, really trying to encourage our students, encourage our males to pursue higher education after they get their degree. We want them to get their master's and doctorate. And so with the graduate diversity workshop, I kind of presented what it takes to get into the master's program, what you need to plan for, what you need to get ready for. So I hosted a workshop on that, hosted a workshop on African American professional mixer, which is an opportunity for African males to meet different professionals in the community within their majors, right? It's a mixer where you can sit down, you can talk to these mentors, potential mentors, get their connection, get their card, and then be able to see what transpire in their life to be able to do the things that they want to do. And so some of the people that we had coming in was Chief Daniel Hahn. He is a police officer in the Sacramento community, really known. So he came by and he talked to the students. We also had our athletic director, Mark Orr. He came by and talked to the students about being part of athletics and what it takes to be. If you're not interested in being a professional athlete, maybe you're interested in being a coach or maybe being into the athletic department. He talked about that. So really connecting them with different people that look like them, who are African American faculty and staff, who are professionals, and be able to connect with our undergraduate students and allow them to see that in a real time. So yeah, that is the Male Empowerment Collaborative. So this is really good for only for males, but again, anybody's more than welcome to come to our workshop, to come to our events, so women or whatever the case may be. And so, as we talk about the Male Empowerment Collaborative, is again, it's really to enhance the URM and the non-URM of male connections to campus life, and then teach URM and non-URM males to take initiative to make positive changes. And so, when we say non-URM, we're talking about males who are underrepresented, right? So, white, those students who are Hispanics, who takes a majority of the campus at Sacramento State. But we do want to really focus on underrepresented students. I'll say this again. And so underrepresented students are African American students, students of color, right? These students are really students that we're really trying to focus and make sure that we are supporting them and increasing the graduation rates and the retention rates at Sacramento State. All right, and then this slide will be about the National Panhellenic Council, which we call the NPHC program, which is the collaborative organization of 9 historically African American international Greek letter fraternity and sororities. And so what we call this as the Divine Nine, right? Black fraternities and sororities on campus. And so we do have that for our black students. So students who are interested in being part of a fraternity or sorority and you want to be a part of something that's historic. I'm a Kappa. I'm part of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I pledged in 2006. But it is a great opportunity to kind of get your history of what fraternities and how they started and what's the reason behind it, because it's more about academically and social and really being able to get brothers and sisters to do community work, to do social work, and to also support each other in graduating and getting higher achievements in your professional level and your professional careers, and also opportunity to network, right? And to really, this is a national fraternity, a national sorority, right? And so, right, so we do have different fraternities and sororities on campus. So we have the Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Omega Psi Phi, Delta Sigma Theta, Kappa Alpha Psi, which I'm part of, Sigma Gamma Rho, Phi Beta Sigma, Zeta Phi Beta, and then the Iota Sigma Theta. So again, all these fraternities and sororities connect with each other as brothers and sisters, and it's historically, right? A lot of the fraternities started in the 1900s. The Alpha Phi Alpha, they started in 1908. So think about that, right? When did that happen? Why did they start that fraternity? A lot of the time, a lot of the fraternities started because they was not accepted into the white fraternities and the white sororities, and so they created something that was their own. And this has been going on for now 100 years. And so if students are interested in being part of that, they're more than welcome to get that information. I will have another slide where you can get a connection with them and get a contact information if you're interested in doing that, maybe your freshman or sophomore year. But yeah, so this is the National Panhellenic Council, the NPHC program. Then this is the Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution. And this is the Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution, which is the CAPRC program. The Center for African Peace and Conflict was established in 1996 at California State University, Sacramento, to provide conflict resolution and reconciliation services for agencies, governments, institutions, business, civil society, and community organizations, and other groups through training, education, research, and intervention. The goals that we have, the goals that they have, I should say, is to develop and implement programs that educate and promote peace and consolation among African families, organizations, community groups, and governments, both in U.S. and Africa. Then you also can conduct research, evaluations on African conflict situations, and serve as a clearinghouse and resource center, right? And then also establish an institutional and community network of support in U.S. and Africa on conflict resolution and assist in creation of indigenous conflict resolution institutes in Africa. All right, and then also assist in the mediation, arbitration, resolution of conflicts among Africans when possible with consent of disputing parties. And this is the organization that started again in 1996. And so if you're interested in being part of the Center for African Peace, and if you're thinking about doing something for our continent, I know I'm part of a lot of things, and I wear a lot of hats. But I am West African Liberian. My parents are from Liberia, so I have a great interest in being a part of this and being part of the conflict resolution and how we could better help our citizens in Africa. Particularly for me, Liberia, right? Really trying to build up the education system, the roads, right? Really trying to build the hospitals, the care. So that's my interest. But if you're interested in being part of that, being part of that culture, then yes, this is a great program, a department to get that information. All right, so this slide is the Centers for Diversity and Inclusion. And so we have multiple different diversity and inclusion programs on campus to support our Black students. So we have the Multicultural Center. The Multicultural Center aims to provide a sense of belonging for members of our campus community and advocate for inclusive and respectful space for students from all backgrounds, right? Through a wide range of programs, they collaborate with different campus partners to provide welcoming space, affirmation, and validation for individuals and student groups. Then we have the Pride Center. The Pride Center provides students looking for connection to campus with programs and events, access to resources on campus in the community, a welcoming hangout space, and opportunity for education about LGBTQIA communities and intersections of many identities and experiences. So if you identify yourself in that category, this is a center where it's located in the Union at Sacramento State, and they do many different events for our students. I believe one of the events they did host was it Afro was it Afro Yoga? I believe it was Afro Yoga, or was it the a dance off for oh no, it was a Pride Center Pride Center prom, I should say. It took me a minute to get that, but the Pride Center prom that they had for our students. But yeah, so the Pride Center is another center for diversity and inclusion that students are more than welcome to be a part of. Then we have the Women's Center. So this is a Women's Center that cultivates a safe space where students can be empowered and affirmed. They strive to provide the campus with programs that offer a platform for discussions with a feminist lens and a focus on current gender identity issues. We seek to empower students by providing programs and workshops to challenge sexism, socialize gender roles, and patriarchy. And so, if you these again for the black experience for our students, this is another center where they can feel support and get that understanding. So, if you feel like you want to be a part of that, that is the opportunity as well. And then we have the Black Alumni Association. So this chapter is for students who get their undergraduate degree or their master's degree or their doctorate, and they want to give back to the community, give back to the alma mater, give back to their campus. I'm part of the Black Alumni Association as well. So this is an opportunity for us to engage, develop professional networks, advance in social interests, volunteer in the community, engage with students, and continue. If you think about continuing your education, if you only got your bachelor's. If you're thinking about getting your master's or your doctorate, the Black Alumni Association definitely supports you in those areas, and then reconnect you with the campus itself with different events and opportunities. Then we have the Black Staff Faculty Association. So as the Black Faculty and Staff Association is our mission to foster healthy and nurturing relationships among our Black students, faculty and staff and community. In doing so, we act as mentors to students and new professionals. As educators, we work to inform the campus and the community about various issues surrounding the Black community while upholding the goals and credibility of the California State University of Sacramento. And so this is an opportunity for the Black faculty and staff to connect with our students, our undergrads, to support them in their events, in their workshops, and to connect them with different resources outside of what's going on campus at Sac State, right? To connect them with any other professionals or businesses or anything like that, but really to be a representation of success for our students if they're looking for they're looking at the long road, right? If your students are coming in as freshmen, 18 years old, being able to reconnect the Black Staff and Faculty Association, you're allowed to see people who look like you, who have already went through that path at Sac State. A lot of our Black faculty and staff are former Sac State students, so they know how to navigate the institution. And it's really well to know about the campus, understand how to navigate the classes and scholarships and money, right? And the social life, right, and the politics of it. And so really getting connected with these people as a Black student is imperative. All right, and so if you want to follow us, if you want to connect with us, if you want to reach out, you're more than welcome to do that. You can follow us through our social media. We are connected through the MLK Center on Instagram at Sac State MLK Center. Cooper Woodson College is also on Instagram as well. The National Society of Black Engineers, the Black Student Union, also the Maryland Powder, MSC Social. And then also the National Pan-Hellenic Council, the Sac State NPAC program. So these are the different resources, the different ways you can connect with us through our social media. So if you're interested in coming to Sac State, if you identify yourself as a Black student, an African American student, please reach out to us. Allow us to help you out. Allow us to support you. So hope this presentation gives you a little overview of what it is like to be a Black student at Sacramento State. So yeah, that's the way to follow us on social media. And then if you want to connect with us personally, this is my email. My name again is Kaifa Yates, and I serve as the Martin Luther King Outreach Coordinator. Down here is my email, kaifa.yates@csus.edu. Then I also provided our program coordinator, Hakeem Kroom. His email is down here as well as hjkroom@csus.edu. All right, so if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please reach out to us. We would love to help, I'd love to support you, I'd love to hear from you. All right, thank you for listening to the presentation. You have a great day.